Murder on the Orient Express, The Dilemma of Justice and Law. Today, let's talk about Murder on the Orient Express, adapted from Agatha Christie's novel of the same name. The story begins with the great detective Hercule Poirot preparing to return to London via Istanbul. There, he meets his old friend Book, who works for the luxurious Orient Express. With Book's help, Poirot boards this mysterious train. On board is a wealthy businessman named Ratchet, who claims to have received threatening letters and fears for his life. He offers to pay Poirot for protection, but Poirot refuses. That night, the train is derailed by an avalanche and forced to wait for rescue. Ratchet is found dead in his bed, with over a dozen stab wounds of varying depths. The crime scene is littered with strange clues: a lady's handkerchief embroidered with the letter H, a pipe cleaner, a burnt piece of paper, and traces of a sedative in a coffee cup. The door to Ratchet's compartment was locked from the inside, and the conductor claims he saw no one enter. Poirot begins his investigation and discovers that Ratchet's real name is Cassetti, the mastermind behind a child kidnapping and murder case years ago. Back then, Colonel Armstrong's daughter, Daisy, was kidnapped. Despite the ransom being paid, Daisy was tragically killed, leading to the destruction of the Armstrong family. As Poirot digs deeper, he realizes that the 12 passengers on board are all connected to the Armstrongs in some way. They include Caroline Hubbard, whose real name is Linda Arden, Daisy's grandmother; Princess Natalia Dragomiroff, the godmother of Mrs. Armstrong; the Count and Countess, Mrs. Armstrong's sister and brother-in-law; Colonel Arbuthnot, a comrade of Colonel Armstrong; and others such as the Armstrongs' driver, governess, and servants. In fact, these 12 individuals orchestrated the revenge plot. Using the conductor's uniform, alibis, and fabricated lies, they created what seemed like the perfect murder. Each person had a seemingly reasonable alibi, and if not for Poirot's sharp eye for detail, the case would have remained unsolved. The most thrilling part of the film is Poirot's final deduction. He presents two conclusions. The murderer disguised themselves as a conductor, killed Ratchet, and escaped by jumping off the train. All 12 passengers were involved in the murder, seeking revenge for the Armstrong family. When justice and the law clash, what is the right choice? Poirot ultimately decides to protect the Avengers, telling the police the first version of events, allowing them to escape legal punishment. From a legal perspective, the Avengers' actions are undoubtedly criminal. Even if the victim was a heinous criminal, they had no right to judge and punish him. However, from an emotional and moral standpoint, Ratchet was a remorseless criminal who caused the Armstrong family's tragedy yet remained free. The Avengers' actions, in a way, represent the public's longing for justice. While Murder on the Orient Express may not have the constant twists of modern films, its brilliant storytelling sparks deep reflections on justice, law, and human nature. If you enjoy thought-provoking and intellectually stimulating movies, this classic is a must-watch.